All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Thursday, February 18th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your full Friday. That's what I call a fake Friday, because don't you ever realize that a Thursday sometimes feels like a Friday, but we're not there yet. It's just this one day before the weekend. And my name is Ron Raymond. I'm a sports handicapper in the industry since 1996. My first website I ever started was phoenixsports.com, the PST, as people know it as. It was a good posting forum. We had some great users and players that played there and posted on our forum. So it was it was a great back in was it 90? I think it was 98 when it really 98, 99 is when it really took off. It was pretty good. And if you are new to the Ren Report, it's based on three key fundamentals of sports handicapping. Number one, always realize that there's value. There has to be value in what you're betting into. Number two, the percentage play is the percentage play in your favor. And number three, follow the cycles. And when I mean cycles, it's situational handicapping, right? So always see if if all those three line up, and go find them. The one thing with sports handicapping, it's you just can't flip a quarter, even though sometimes you feel like you can. But the more work you put into it, the more benefits you get, right? So also in 2009, I wrote a book called Ron Raymond's 25 Sports Betting Secrets. If you go to atsstats.com, you can go right here, odds, sports betting secrets. And if you're interested in a free copy of my book, send me an email and you just hit the chat button right here, or the contact us, and I will send you a free copy of my book, Ron Raymond's Sports Betting Secret Top 50. And just hit the contact us. You'll get a pop-up button right here. And then I will send you a free copy of my book. And hopefully it'll help you with your handicapping. And if anything, it'll just probably teach you some of the fundamentals and some of the traps that you want to be aware of. Also, if you're interested in learning a bit about the Rain Report, we got some tutorial videos. Go to odds, go to tutorials, and you'll see there's a link right there, and it'll show you about 18 other videos. It's a good way to kill an afternoon. You got nothing to do, or an evening. Just click on that and learn each one of them. So this way, if you are a member and you're wondering what does CAL stand for, COGO, it's all explained right there. And there's also a short article, the RR system, the Rain Report system. And from here, you can learn, and the good thing about learning this is that when we do this show and you hear me use these abbreviations, then you know what we're talking about, right? But it's like anything else in life. Jim Rohn used to say it all the time in this show, give the show a week, right? And that's what the same type of scenario here. Give the show a week, and hopefully we could help you with your handicapping. And if not, hopefully you learn something. And if we can talk you in or out of a game, or sometimes we, it's a good time to pass sometimes in a game, right? Yesterday, a lot of opportunities that we talked about all the games, and the members here in the chat forum gave some great analysis. And this is, I've coached football for 25 years. I played sports my whole life. And they say it all the time. Once you leave the sports, you miss that camaraderie. You miss the room. You miss being with the guys. And that's what I'm hoping to create here with the Rain Report every 2 o'clock afternoon. Hopefully we build our own team here and build some camaraderie and have some fun. And Rusty Fridays, we'll bring in Rusty on Fridays. He made a brief appearance yesterday. Almost ate my mic. But if you're wondering who Rusty is my Labrador dog. And hopefully we'll see if he'll come in. Hey, Ron, Ramblers and Gamblers. That's right, J&J. How you doing? Isaiah, how you doing, Isaiah? Sir Lance, we got to get a good nickname for you guys, right? Yeah, that's what we'll do. If you guys already have a good nickname, if you have a nickname, post it in the chat. So this way, when I give you a shout out, I'll give you a shout out by your nicknames, right? Sir Lancelot, it'll be a good hockey nickname. Michael Mirando, how you doing? Let's eat today, Mike. G&G. Hey, happy Thursday, Ron. Ramblers and Gamblers. I like that. Plays and Parlays. Good afternoon. Not yours, 67-110. Always learning something. That's awesome. I love hearing that. That's a really good book. Thank you, Underdog Sniper. Appreciate that. And you know what? Appreciate the I saw last night on Twitter, you gave me a little bit of love there. Somebody asking for a blog and or a podcast, and you gave the Rain Report a bit of love. So I tip my hat to you, Underdog Sniper. Appreciate that. A lot of respect for doing that. Let me see here. Let's see, what's he saying? That's a really good book. It shows how some can spend 30 minutes in the stats, crunching numbers, but at the same time, some simple psychology factors and overrule the cold numbers. Absolutely. You know what? I'm glad you said that because looking, somebody posted in the chat, just post the picks in the description, right? And somebody came up and said, stick around, learn a bit. And I appreciate that too. I think it was Mr. Battaglia. I forget his first name, but and that's what this show is all about. It's not it's not the McDonald's drive-through. You come in, get a pick, and then you take off for your Happy Meal. The Happy Meal is when we cash the winning ticket at the end tonight. What I'm hoping to accomplish here in building a community of sports bettors, and not even even if you're not a sports bettor, you just want a place to hang and have fun and surround yourself with good people, right? My grandmother used to say, if you hang around with winners, you be a winner. You hang around with losers, well, you know the outcome, right? And the thing is, I want to always surround myself with people that are always smarter than me and always learn something, right? Life's too short. You got to learn. And if you can hang around people that'll make you win and always, I forget who said it one day. I think it was Randy Moss, or it was on the NFL Network. And they always said, life's all about decisions. And always make a decision as if your grandmother is standing right beside you, right? I always remember that. So little words of wisdom today by Coach Ron here today at the Rain Report. But, this is what it's all about, right? You got to bring your twist to what you do in life. And the thing is, I feel like I'm always coaching. If you have any football coaches out there or basketball coach or hockey coaches or whatever you coach, it's always about growth. And then, my two key rules of coaching. Number one, you got to have fun doing it. And number two, it's got to be rewarding. And rewarding doesn't mean financial. Rewarding means growth and seeing that you're putting, you're planting the seed in young athletes so that they go on and be better, humans in society and a productive member of society. And, it's just, and I'll get off this topic in just a second. It's just when you're coaching sports, either football, hockey, just remember, only 2%, not even, it's to make the pros, right? The thing is that the kids that you're teaching and you're coaching at a lower level could be your next, police officer, the next fireman, the next, the next owner of the grocery store. It's not always about going to the pros, right? And that's what, to me, my philosophy is always about that, teaching and growing and having a lot of fun in life. All right. Enough rant, eh? The Ron's rant of the day. I'm gonna have a new segment, Ron's rant. All right, let me see if I got any. I like it, Ron. Right on, Lance Romance. I don't think you like that one, eh? Sir Lancelot's a better. You don't want to be known as Lance Romance, right? My nickname is Cheeks. Right on. Do I really want to know why, Isaiah? But if that's what your nickname is, that's what I'll call you, Cheeks. For sure, Sniper. It's about most applicable. G&J. Okay, Isaiah, thank you. I can break your brain sometimes when you're number one, number two, consideration opposite sides. Sometimes if you don't bet that to make us money. Awesome. All right, let's take a look at let's go to the SBI. Let's go to SBI first. Always before we always break down the games, I always want to look at the sports betting index. I want to get a feel for the markets because every day is a different betting opportunity. Every day is a different situation. I say it all the time in these shows, right? Teams can't win forever. Teams can't lose forever. You got to catch them in what cycle they're in. And when you look at the teams in the standings, try this out when you're breaking down games. Only the 10, let's say there's 30 teams in the NBA, in 30, 31, right? Only 10 teams get to be like the 60% or higher teams, the alpha type teams. And then you got your B type teams, right? Teams that are 50% to 59.9. And then your C type teams that are just your bottom dwellers, right? Those C type teams are trying to get to the B club, and the B club teams are trying to get to the A club, and the A club teams are trying to stay in the A club. That's the penthouse. They want to stay in the penthouse, but eventually they get knocked out of the penthouse because what goes up must come down. And if a team from the B club goes up, guess what? Somebody's coming down. And I think that's, in a nutshell, is what sports handicapping is all about. Catching cycles, catching those teams, A, B, and C, and what cycle they're in, right? Now, having said that, let's take a look at the sports betting index. Now, I've been saying that I'm going to, I should have like a recorder button and just rewind and play. I'm going to bet the overs until the market tells me not to, and the thing is, it's really tough to keep betting the overs because, one day it's like Bitcoin, right? If you own any Bitcoin, you're like, okay, when's the correction coming? When's the reversal coming? Like, I don't want to get caught, with the hole in the bag, right? It's the same thing in betting the overs. It's like, okay, 62.7% of the NBA games have gone over in the last 30 days, 73.3 in the 3-day average, 67.6 on the 7-day average. When is this reversal going to come in, right? When is the reversal going to kick in? Oh, you know what? Screen share. Did anybody remind me of screen share? Hey, come on, guys. Or was that Isaiah or Chad? I think it's Chad. Chad, you're sleeping on the job, buddy. Hey, if you see me forget to do a screen share, you guys are supposed to let me know. Come on, who's sleeping on the job out there? Hey, Cheeks. Hey, Cheeks, I want you to find out who's sleeping on the job. All right. So, as I said, in the last 30 days, 62.7% of the overs have come in, 73.3 on the, let me see here. Over betting can kill you. Okay, I'll get to the comments in just a second. And so 73.3% of the overs have come in. And look at last night. 7-3 to the overs. We had a little breather right here. We had a little break at 3-3, but 7-0, 6-4, 4-1, 8-3. Now, mind you, there's only 3 NBA games tonight, but we're going to handicap them. We're going to see what's going on, but just D's for drive, right? And keep your foot on the pedal. If things are keep going over, bet the over until the market tells you different, right? Now, looking at the straight up factor, 63.6% of the favorites are winning straight up. But on the 3-day average, so look at this, on the 3-day average, we're 50% here. Almost, yeah, we are 50. 5-5, 3-3. So we're 50% on the 3-day average. Actually, you know what? No, 4-3, 3-3. So we're 52.3%. And so you know what? It's as I say all the time, favorites can't win forever, and always compare the straight up factor with the against the spread factor. So let's take a look on the last 7 days. So on the February 11th, straight up teams, 4-1 straight up, 3-2 against the number. So off by 1. 8-3, 7-4, 5-0, 5-0, 3-7, 3-7, 4-3 straight up, 4-3 against the spread, 3-3, 5-5, and then 3-6. So this close games last night. So the favorites went 5-5, but they only covered 3-6-1. So this is always a good technique to check out, because this way, if you're handicapping the game, you're saying, you know what, I really like this team. And if you like this team a lot, if you like them to win, then you should like them to cover too, right? All right. Let's take a look at the against the spread. Neutral market. We're in a neutral market, and the favorites on the 7-day average, 56.3. And last night, the underdogs had the day last night, 3-6-1. All All right, let me read some of the stuff here. Exactly, Knicks and Peels were a good example yesterday. Yeah, Pelicans and Knicks, exactly right. Don't trust bad teams to do good things on the road. Pelicans were at home though, but the Knicks. Remember I talked about it yesterday. Orlando. It was a dangerous game. I want to take, but I need to. Yeah, you got greedy, but I don't need to get. Oh, you didn't get greedy. Good. Underdog sniper. I snatched the Atlanta pick yesterday. One system said no way. The other said there's a way. There is where we give a little guy a try. There is where we give the little guy a try. I snatched the ATL pick yesterday. One system said no way. The other, okay. Greed doesn't work with sports handicapping. Exactly. I couldn't agree with you more. Lessons with the new guys to learn. Exactly. You can't get greedy, right? You just and live one day at a time. Guys, one day at a time, and understand that in the markets, the betting markets, the stock market, any market, there's no blueprint that the day is going to be exactly the same the next day, right? But the best teacher is yesterday's results, right? You can always learn from yesterday's results, for sure. How you doing, Sam? Caught Denver over, nice. See the over, right? A lot of guys are catching on to the over. My brother heard it and said, "Cheeks, you laughing right now?" That's awesome. Isaiah Moore, it's definitely important to stay in the comfort zone. Your comfort zone can cash tickets where mine can't reach. Same thing with vice versa. It's definitely a process. Exactly. Have to be studious. And you know what, Isaiah, you're right. You have to be studious and you have to be willing to learn a new system. One thing, us as human beings, we're a creature of habit, right? And one of the hardest things is learning a new system and trusting it. It's all about confidence, right? I always tell the players on our team, the most important person in the world is somebody with confidence. That's the most dangerous person in the world. The most dangerous person in the world is somebody with confidence. And if you bring that confidence to your work ethic on how you handicap your games, you will have success. And work ethic, you got to have good work ethic. If you're putting in only, let's say in business, you're only putting in, your competition is putting in 40 hours a week. You're putting in 80 hours a week. You should be doubling the productivity, right? And it's the same type of work habit you should take when you're doing your handicapping. If you're taking it serious. If you don't take it serious, then that's fine. And not everything's life or death, right? And neither is sports betting for that matter. But, if you're going to do it and you're going to do it with your money, might as well take it serious, right? All right, Sniper, you're writing me a friggin' chapter here. I got a shoulder run here. Can't just write these chapters. But I love the energy, buddy. I love the energy. All right, let's go back to the let's take a look at the point spread, the team standings. This is I love this angle right here. Let's go to NBA and let's take a look at the top. Let's take a look at the top 10 teams against the spread. Let's start from number 10. Oh, let me do a little refresh here. Never fails, right? I gotta keep doing these refreshes. Let me just take a little swig of water here. Get a little dry here in Ottawa. All right, let me see if that worked. Boom. All right. I'm just going to bring up this here. Make sure I'm missing. All right, here we go. So looking at the top 10 ATS teams so far this year, starting at number 10, the Chicago Bulls. Chicago Bulls, 15-11 against the spread. Golden State Warriors. Who had the Warriors last night? It was one of my top plays. I went 2-2 yesterday with my my selections. I only had one hockey pick. It was Edmonton, but had a pretty decent day. My premium picks, the last 25, 17-8 for 68%. So really having a good run right now. So I'm happy about that. I had the over in the Clippers, lost that game. I had Portland. When the teams are hot like Portland, you just hold the rope and enjoy the ride, right? Denver was my free play, so it didn't pan out there. Denver on the road, I don't know, in the East Coast, right? Denver East Coast, not a good marriage. And Boston, Boston's just frustrating. Somebody said to me, I sound disgusted when I talk about the Ottawa Senators. I'm starting to sound disgusted when I talk about the Boston Celtics. But looking at Golden State, 15-14. Oklahoma City, 16-11 against the spread. Portland, 16-12. And that's just of late, right? They've been covering a machine of late. Lakers, 16-13. Knicks, 16-14. Phoenix 16-10. Spurs number ranked third team in ATS at 16-11. The LA Clippers 18-12, and the Utah Jazz. Nice victory last night for the Jazz. And you know what? The Jazz are flexing. Jazz are flexing right now, and they're a team that they're on a mission to get that number one ranking. Right? If they want the NBA Finals to go through they want to go through Utah, but we all know regular season playoff apples and oranges, completely apples and oranges. What's good with my guys? Hey, Lynn, how you doing? Lynn Silver. Is that the same Lynn that won the World Series of Handicapping a couple of years ago? One of our contest sites is called the World Series of Handicapping, and we had a guy named Lynn who won. I wonder if that's the same Lynn. If it is, we'll see. Demetrius, I lost in Denver too. Yeah, Denver East Coast. It was not a good one. Ron just started with the picks for today. That was me. That was about yesterday, Ottawa. That was me that said that about Ottawa. Yeah, no kidding. Awesome. All right, let's take a look at the NHL. See which team in the NHL are doing well, straight up in the top 10. In fact, here we go. Starting at number 10, the St. Louis Blues, 9-7. Chicago Blackhawks. You know what? Chicago wasn't expected to be this competitive with a lot of the older players and no Jonathan Toews. And look at them, 9-9. The Jets, 9-7. Vegas, 10-4. Edmonton, 10-8. Carolina, tough loss in overtime yesterday. Huberdeau got a nice breakaway in overtime. And Florida's a surprise team a bit, 10-4. Lightning, 10-4. The Bruins, after a really remember when the Bruins couldn't score 5-on-5 at the beginning of the year? Look at them now. Hey, how do you like me now? 10-4. Nope. Okay. And 12-5 for the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's funny. Every time the Leafs win, my Toronto friends start texting me, but crickets with the other night when Ottawa beat them, right? It was you can hear a pin drop in the room. All right, let's take a look at the all right, let's go to the 80% club. Open up the club here for the NBA. Now, if you're wondering what the 80% club is, if you go to dashboard and in the members area here at the ATS stats, go to the old 80% club. And then what you want to do is go to NBA. And we're going to take a look at some of the stats. Now, the reason why I do this, guys, and the reason why I just don't jump right into the matchups is know what we're getting ourselves into. Maybe we should have a theme here, right? Before we start handicapping the game, know the landscape. Just know the atmosphere, know the markets. So this way, when we start looking at the SBI, we start looking at the team's record against the spread. We start looking at some of the super stats. When we start breaking down the games, we have a better understanding and idea of to win today, right? I love that Notre Dame saying, "Win today." Got to tap the. I need like a fake wall here. Tap the wall that says "Win today." But see, always a football reference in here, right? Lakers. So now, although there's only 3 games here today, there is whenever I see 3 games, we don't have a lot of ATS super stats. But even the straight up stats will give you a lean on where to go. And remember, like I showed you, right? Teams that normally win the game straight up normally cover the spread about 75% of the time. So, hey, half the battle is here when we can see these super stats favoring the Lakers as a home or road team the last 5 years, and they won their last game by 8 points or more, and they're in a cycle, so a super cycle of 6 games, 6 wins and 1 loss, 22-5 the last 5 years. Now, the Lakers, same thing here. Milwaukee is a home team the last 2 years, and they lost their last game by 11 points or more. Nice rebound here. And, why wouldn't they with Giannis and company there, right? Middleton, 12-3 straight up, 10-5 against the number. So Milwaukee could be a nice play when we start handicapping the games. Lakers, 15-1 in the month of February as a home team. Let me see here. The unders, I got some unders plays on the Laker. 10-2 for Milwaukee in the month of February. So you can see we have a lot of stats here. Milwaukee is a home favorite versus a conference opponent like Toronto, and they're coming off a conference game like Toronto, and they scored 111 to 115 points for in their last game. They're 17-4 straight up. So when I see a lot of straight up factors, the Blue Stars stats start telling me the straight up winner, we got a pretty good indication where we're going to lean when we do the point spread, right? All right. Here we go. I need a bell. Hey, ring the bell. It's like work time, right? The 9:30 a.m. The stock market's open. Here we go. Any questions out there before we get going there in the internet land? Hey, now I sound like an old guy. Hey, start calling it internet land. Take out my old man card. I'm only 52 though. How's everybody's energy level today? Everybody pumped or what? Hey, on a full Friday? That's what I call a Thursday, a full Friday. I probably would pay, but that would be a little bump to lose value. But I think the total margins up on the Kings. All right. Toronto Raptors taking on the Bucks. Now the Bucks a 6-point favorite. Over under at 235. Forecast. Yeah, this score really surprised me here. 111.9, 111.7. Over under at 223.72. So it does like it to go under the total. The Raptors 6-4 straight up and against the number in their last 10 games, and 9-1 to the over. So Raptors have been playing a lot of games over the total. In fact, when we go look at the over-under record of teams on the year, I thought I saw the Raptors in the top 10. I think it's on the road. Let me see here. Yeah, look at this. Raptors 12-4. So they're ranked second on the road when it comes to the over. Now, looking at Milwaukee, 6-point favorite tonight, 5-5 in their last 10 games, 5-4-1 against the number, 8-2. Now, what I think what happened last game against the Raptors, if you look at the record here, they lost to they beat the Thunder at Thunder. They were coming off a long extended road trip. And I think the spaghetti legs caught up with them against the Raptors that night. Now they're on 1 day's rest. I think this is going to be a very different ball game here today. And I think it's going to be a different outcome. Now, looking at the value index, I had the Bucks at minus 7.9. You're getting -2 for the Raptors on the Raymond report. So if you do like the Raptors, you're getting value. But if you do like the Milwaukee Bucks, I have them at minus 7.94. So you're getting good value on a rested Milwaukee team who's coming off a long extended road trip that really showed in the last game against the Raptors. And now they're on a 4-game losing streak. This could be disaster for the Raptors tonight. They're 4-1 at home. The Raptors game, they're only lost against a C-type team, 3-2 against the number. I do like the Bucks here tonight, but I like the over a little bit better. I like the over in this game a little bit better than Milwaukee. 21-7 on the season to the over. Raptors 12-4. That number was 235 last game. We just needed Pascal Siakam to make one of those 2 free throws at the end. He pulled through for us. Pascal's having a really tough year, but you know what? He got a lot of brownie points in our books last game, right? For making that win, for making those free throws. So good on Pascal for getting those. Now looking at the game here tonight, 6-4 straight up in their last 10 games against the spread and straight up, and for Milwaukee. Let me see here. 9-3 at home, 7-5 against the number. So we really can't trust them a lot here against the spread. And looking at the over-under, 10-2 at home. Give me the over and Milwaukee here tonight as some of my leans here. Any comments on this one here tonight, guys? We'll see. Bucks could smash tonight, but I'm just ready. And you know what? The only thing I probably, if I play anything, is the total. It's just any teams on a 4-game losing streak like that, and they're 5-5 and they're an A-type team or a B-type team now. Is this the start of a bad cycle for the Bucks, right? But I'm not laying $200 on the money line. All right, Miami, Sacramento. I have about 20 different resources. Okay. Looking at this game, Buddy Buckets tonight and the Sacramento Kings, a 1-point dog. The over-under set at 227.5. Forecast, going to lean with the Kings here. 113.8, 110.3. The over-under at 224.14. Looking at both these teams, they're 5-5 straight up. Now, Miami Heat, 3-7 against the number in their last 10 games, 4-6 to the under, where the Sacramento Kings, 6-4 against the spread, 7-3 to the over. Now, the value index, no value on any of these teams here. I got them both in plus money, 4.99 and 3.68. So no value here tonight if you do like them. The chance of winning, the lower high going to Sacramento at 31%, and that's based on 31 previous games. So you can see the lower high here. So this could, when I see something like this, that the chances of winning the game straight up at 31.2%, I really got to look hard at the at the favorite here in the road team. 81% chance of covering for Miami. 30% chance of this game going over the total. Now the Heat on a 3-game losing streak, and Sacramento. They had a great little run there, but now they're starting to, they're starting to fade. Remember about 3 or 4 shows ago, I said any team that's a C-type team that goes on an 8-game winning streak straight up and against the spread, they tend to always do the same thing, the mirror image, going the other way. Remember that? And I got a feeling this is the type of thing that we're going to see here with the give me Miami Heat here tonight. They're 4-2 against C-type teams and 4-2 against the number. Chief, how you doing, buddy? Jamar, I love the over. Also taking Sacramento. Thanks for sharing, Jamar. Let me see, who else did I miss? Anybody? Everybody's in the house. Give a shout out if you're just popping in and say hello. Yeah, I do like Miami here today, guys. I just think the Bucks, they had that great run, and now it's the law of average is catching up with them, right? They're not a 500 type team to really know how to, and they're a young team. They're a young team, and young teams have difficulties because they get frustrated quickly. Young teams get frustrated quickly, and when the older veteran teams go on these streaks, they just, another day, another dollar, right? They're just like they work through it. And I think, Sacramento's having a hard time working through this. Give me Miami tonight. How you doing, Lonnie? Thanks for popping in, buddy. Logan, thanks for sharing. Bucks are 8-2 in the first quarter. Yeah, Logan likes to play these prop bets. Hey, Logan, you like was it you to tell me the side play the over under on the side team? Plant base, how you doing? Yeah, I agree with you, plant base. I do like the Miami Heat here tonight. I think the Heat is where you want to go. The spot out of short favors Bucks. I will throw a few pesos on the over. Yeah, the over is a good bet too, The ATS Calculator, I forgot to give, I did the calculator before the show. I know Lindbergh always wants me to give out the calculator. 4.11 for Milwaukee to win, 230.27 to the over-under. So on that Toronto-Milwaukee, the calculator's on the under. But I got Miami winning by 5.27 and the over-under at 229. So if you do like the over, I do like Miami a lot better, though. And you know what? Miami coming off a loss last night to Golden State, 120 to 112. That was an overtime, right? And that's a tough loss. But look at this. Normally, teams on 0 days rest, they're a pick 'em to -3 road favorite, 6-4 straight up. So give me that 60% stat on the next game. I'll take that any day of the week, especially with Jimmy Butler, right? Let's see if the Butler can do it tonight. Carry D Wall 100 yards through the snow. All right, let's go to the next game. Let's go to Brooklyn against the Lakers. The game of the night. This is going to be a great game. Too bad it wasn't the East Coast time, right? These 10 o'clock games, I can always make the 10 o'clock games, but once they get to the end of the third, early fourth, man, it's a challenge to stay up for those ones. -2 for the Lakers, the over-under at 232. ATS forecast, the computer pick, going to lean with the Lakers here by 4 points, 111 to 107, the over-under at 219.07. Now, we all know no AD for the Lakers and Brooklyn Nets. Let me check the Nets here now. Brooklyn Nets. I know Kyrie's a game-time decision with his back. And let me see, Durant. What's going on with Durant here? Durant's out. And then James Harden. Isn't James Harden a pro? Like, ever since he's been to Brooklyn, you haven't heard that much about him, right? I just heard that one comment he made that where he felt too much pressure playing in Houston. But James Harden, to me, so much respect. He went to Brooklyn. He understood he was, coming into a hot situation, and he's been a pro. A lot of respect, a lot of love for James Harden, right? Just puts his head down, goes to work, and I love players like that. Now, looking at the Lakers, 8-2 straight up, 5-5 against the number, 6-4 for the Brooklyn Nets straight up and against the number, 9-1. Now, look at this for the Brooklyn Nets. They are the team with the highest. They got the best. Let me see here. Let's go to NBA. The best offensive team in the league, but I think they're the worst defensive team. Look at this, ranked 28. So maybe not the rank, the worst, but pretty close. Ranked number 1 on offense, 28 on defense, and the Lakers Who would have thought the Lakers would be a 17th ranked scoring offense? Number 2 defense. I talk about perception versus reality. And if I were to ask you, if you didn't see this stat right now, and I said, you think the Lakers have a better offense of unit or a better defensive unit, I can guarantee you dollars to donuts, 70% of you guys in the internet land would have said the offense would be number 1, right? It would be number 2, and defense would be 17. But this is why I always say, be careful. Don't be a headline handicapper, right? Don't follow headlines. Roll up your sleeves and get to work, right? Break the numbers down. And sometimes it's not always about analytics. Sometimes, like last night, I saw, let's talk about that Houston-Philadelphia game. You remember yesterday we were talking about this game. We said, you know what? Something doesn't smell right in this game. It does, minus 10.5. Philly, I know they had like a 28-point lead, and then Houston came back and lost by 5 or something like that. You can't get caught up emotionally into these games where you think that one player is going to carry the team and Philly's at home. And it's a good thing as a collective unit. We talked about that, and we said, you know what, pass. And it was a great call by the group here yesterday. So good job, everybody who, if you played Philly, we feel bad for you. But again, whenever you don't feel it, when in doubt, get out, right? That's my rule. When in doubt, get out. Now, back to this game. Looking at the value, I got the Lakers at minus 7.14, and you got the Nets at 3.65. So if you do like the Brooklyn Nets, you got value. If you like the Lakers, value. The chance of winning, 68.4% based on 27 previous games right here. And for the chance of winning, 39% for chance of covering for the Lakers, 28% for the Kogo. The Kogo stands for chance of game going over the total. Now, looking at this game here today, guys, this here, think about this. Now, Brooklyn played last night against the Phoenix, or a couple nights ago. Was it a couple nights or last night? A couple nights ago, I think it was, right? Yeah. They won 128, 124. They had a 1 day's rest. They're getting ready for the Lakers. Lakers coming off a win over T-Wolves. Now, I think they're also on 1 day's rest. And the unfortunate thing, well, you know what? No Durant for Brooklyn, no AD, so there's a trade-off. But again, the bookmaker's telling us, what is the bookmaker telling us right now? Excuse me. The bookmaker is telling us -2. Now, this line opened up, I think it was -1. I believe it was -1 this morning. Let me see here. No, -2.5. And I'm seeing now, let me take a quick look where this number's at right now. Like my good friend, I always give credit to my friend Ross Benjamin, right? Think like a bookmaker. So 2.5, 231.5. So what is this line telling you right now? -2. This might as well just be, to me, pick 'em. -2 is just telling me that, this could be a pick 'em line type thing. But take a look at the Lakers. They've only played A-type teams twice at home. They're 2-0 straight up and against the number. And when Brooklyn's on the road against the alpha type teams, they're 2-1 straight up and against the number, 2-1 to the over, where the Lakers, they really tighten it up against the A-type teams. In fact, let me take a look what they do on the parity value index on the road against A-type teams. So if you ever want to see the parity value index, go to PVI SOS. Let's go take a look at the Lakers in this game here. I want to see how they do on the road and at home against A-type teams. So 0-2, and on the road, they are 1-2. And that's funny because normally, let me see here, 0-7. Look at this against C-type teams, 0-7. So you can see the under plays a big role here for the Lakers. And, we talked about it, the 7th ranked defense, right? If you want to win championships, you got to have defense in any sport. Be careful if you're betting the over tonight. I know the Brooklyn Nets have the number 1 team to the over, but where's the LA Lakers ranked? Lakers are last. Look at that. Lakers are actually, 13 overs. Hang on here. So they're not last. They're 23rd, ranked 23rd. And let's look at the over-unders. Who has the best under record? New York Knicks. Lakers number 3. And anytime I get a stat like this, so here's one of my rule of thumbs. Anytime you get a stat that say that this, let's say this was 6-1 to the over, and that was 0 or 1-6 to the under, I will always lean with the home team. Always lean with the home team. Give me the under tonight, Lakers and Brooklyn, and that's where I'm going to lean my selection. 232 seems like it is a high number, but I think this one goes under tonight. All right, let's catch up with some of the chat here. We'll see, I guess. Knicks killed me last night. Logan, watch the Suns net. Their comeback. Magic covered for me. All right, Carla. Carla got a Magic cover there yesterday. Isaiah, but made money. What's up, fellas? How you doing, Eric? Thanks for coming in. Jamar, taking Brooklyn, saying Kyrie not playing with the -2. Taking Brooklyn, right? Yep. No, that's a tough one. Let's see Brooklyn in the last 10 games. 6-4. Lakers 8-2 straight up, but 5-5 against the number. What's the history here? In the last 10 games with Brooklyn, even though they're not the same players, but the numbers were handicapping the number. Brooklyn number 7-3 against the spread. So be careful, but 3-7. Last 10 meetings, 3-7. I do like the under. I like the total better in this game. I do like the under in this game here tonight. I think the under is where the more value is. All right. Only 3 games in the NBA. Let's go to the NHL. Any puckheads out there? Hey, any puckheads out there? Let's go to Pittsburgh against the Islanders. Now, looking at the Penguins, a -120 favorite. The over-under set at 5.5. Forecast leaning with the Pens here, 2.71, 2.64. The over-under set at 5.35. Looking at the value index, -116 for the Penguins. So a bit overvalued here at 120. Not that much, only $4 more. But 109 for the Islanders, and you're getting +100. So a bit undervalued. Now, the New York Islanders on the road against B-type teams, so teams that are 50% to 59.9, 0-3 straight up. So the Islanders beat up the beatables, but they struggle against teams that are just like them. But Pittsburgh has had trouble against the Islanders in the last 10 games. They are 3-7 straight up, 6-4 to the over. And when you look at this game, Pittsburgh 5-1 at home, and they're coming off a loss to the Capitals. So, this is another tough game. I have a small lean. If I had to play this game tonight, I think I'm taking a small lean on the Penguins. A small lean on the Pittsburgh Penguins. And that's where I think I'm going to be leaning today. Small lean on the Penguins, but nothing crazy, right? And the under. I think the under might be some value. The Islanders, when the total's 8.5 on the road this year, 8-2 to the under. Look at this. If you do like this game, maybe the under is where your value is. 8-2 to the under for the Islanders on the road, 3-2 at home, and 10-15 on the season, where Pittsburgh at home, 4-2 to the over. But I think the under is where you want to go in this one. Pens rebound tonight. Pens need to, Pens aren't there. They're middle of the pack right now. When you look at the East standings division, Penguins are 7-6-1, middle of the pack. You got Boston, Islanders. Islanders are number 2 at 8-4-3, but Philly struggling in Washington. Pittsburgh's not the same team. That's why I think if you're going to play this game here today, guys, I think the total is where you want to go. Jersey taking on Boston. New Jersey, Mackenzie Blackwood, anytime he's between the pipes, it's as if he gives this team a lot of confidence, right? Now, New Jersey was off for a long time. They came back and they beat the Rangers yesterday, 5-2. They beat the Rangers after a big 15 days off. They didn't skip a beat, 5-2. Now they're taking on the Boston Bruins tonight. Now the Bruins haven't played in a couple of days. They're on 4 days rest. NHL home teams on 4 days rest, 3-1 straight up. Boston 7-3 in their last 10. New Jersey only 2-8 in Boston. The Bruins have yet to lose a home game. I'm taking the Boston Bruins tonight, guys, but I'm not laying 213. But if you are playing them, I'm just giving you my lean. I do lean on the Boston Bruins tonight, and look for I think it's Halak. I think Halak is supposed to get the nod here between the pipes tonight for the Beantown. Don't you guys love listening to Nesson, Brickley and the other guy? I forget the anchor, the guy who does play-by-play. It's as if every shift's a fight. Hey, you ever notice that when you listen to the Boston Network? It's as if every shift's a fight. Andy Brickley and who's the other guy? Andy Brickley. Let me and Jack Edwards. That's it. Jack Edwards. You know what? I love his energy, man. Jack Edwards has great energy, but it's as if every shift's a fight for the Bruins, right? It's kind of funny. All right, Bruins. Everybody on top of the Bruins here or what? I'll take New York all day. I have a wager on Flyer, but okay. Yeah, you know what? I know shit about hockey. One of my favorite cap picks on them. Nice. All right, let's go to the next game. You know what? I want to bring up the stats here too. Let me go to tools. Let's go to team scoring. Bring up the NHL. So Islanders, Pittsburgh, ranked 25th on offense. You know, this is funny. The Islanders, who would have thought they'd be a 25th ranked offense, right? They don't score many goals. They don't score many goals, but they look at that, ranked 4th on defense. That's why they went far last year in the Stanley Cup semi-conference in the Eastern Conference, right? Until Tampa Bay, you know, they what's that word? They exposed them, right? They exposed them on their offense. 13th ranked Pittsburgh, 27th ranked Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh and Washington play no defense. Look at Washington. Yeah. It's a good thing they don't play football. they get smoked. All right, let's go to the next game. Speaking of Washington, just on cue, and looking at the Caps here, 156, the over-under at 6.5. Looking at the computer forecast, 3.58, 2.62, the over-under at 6.2. And looking at this game, 4-6 for the Sabres, 2-8 on the puck line, 5-5 to the over-under, where the Capitals 5-5 straight up, 6-4 against the puck line, 7-3 to the over. I think the over is where you want to lean here. I do like Washington tonight. There's no value here on any of these teams. The chance of winning the game, the percentage play does favor Buffalo at 83%. They're on a 2-game losing streak. Those were bad losses against the Islanders, 3-0. I believe they got shut out in both of those games, or the one go 3-1. I think that was a late garbage goal too. And for Washington, a big win. They finally played some defense last game against the Penguins, 3-1. Now the history between these two teams in the last 10 head-to-head meetings, Washington is 7-3, 7-3 to the over, and they're 6-1 to the over at home. And when Buffalo plays Washington in Washington, 1-9 straight up, 7-2 and 1 to the over. I think the over is where you want to go here tonight, guys. And we'll see if Rick Jenneret's going to call a lot of over games. Rick Jenneret, you know, there's some really good hockey announcers out there. The one thing when I love listening to NHL commentators like Rick Jenneret is when he has his play-by-play guy with Rob Ray. And what I love about Rob Ray is all those tough guys, they always bring out great stories. You know, back in the day when, Dominic was there, or, it's just, I always love listening to some of the special quirks that some players used to have in the past. And some of these play-by-play guys, or the analysts, not play-by-play, some of these analysts like Rob Ray, they have some great stories. And baseball, I think baseball analysts too have some really good, some good stories. That's one thing you realize. You don't see it. Maybe I never realized that when I was younger, but when you get older, you sort of appreciate those more, right? Okay, guys, Washington over tonight. That's where I'm leaning. Let's go to the next game. Rangers and the Philadelphia Flyers. Talk about two teams who need to win. Flyers on a 4-game losing streak. New York, 4 straight up losses. Now the Rangers, they can stop the puck. They just can't put anything in. 1.6 goals for in the last 5 games. They're giving up let me see here. They're giving up 3 points in the last 3, 2.6. Now they're coming off a 5-2 loss to the Devils, but prior to that, 1-0 to the Bruins, 3-2 to the Bruins. So some tough losses here for the New York Rangers in their last couple of games. They're 3-7 in the last 10, 2-8 to the under. I think the Flyers really need this win here tonight. A 4-game losing streak. Now they've been off for 10 days? 10 days. And the first game tonight, we've seen what happened with teams that have been off, right? New Jersey proved a bit of an exception rule last night or 2 nights ago against the Rangers. Now Philly's been off for 10 days. Hopefully they weren't sitting there and not training. But I think this is a tough spot for both these teams here tonight. They both are desperate for a win. I got to give the nod to the Flyers. They're 9-1 in their last 10 against the Rangers. 5-5 for the Rangers when they travel. But look at the over. I think the over might be worth a consideration here too. 9-4 to the over. And, eventually the Rangers got to start scoring some goals. Now, the reason why the Rangers didn't score, they played the Bruins and the Devils and the Islanders in the last few games, right? So look at that. They put 4 by the Capitals. So I think the Rangers just been, styles make fights, and they just played some teams that played good defense. And we know the Flyers don't play any defense, right? Giving up 3.3 goals, 4 in the last 3 games, 3 goals against. So I think I like the over here tonight, guys. And I'm going to go over the total. I think Flyers get the win. Flyers are 4-1 against team below 500. So give me the Flyers here tonight. Yeah, I'm surprised this total is 5.5. I really thought it'd be 6. I thought the total would be 6, unless the bookmaker, I would say the bookmaker's in a giving mood, but the bookmakers are never in a giving mood, right? And but hey, what's the SBI? Let's take a look at the SBI and the NHL. I don't think I did the NHL when I did the SBI. I think the under has been coming in a lot this year in the NHL. Complete opposite of the NBA. Yeah, look at that. Look at on the 30-day average. 64.7% of the games have gone under. 66.9. So you really got to pick your spots when you're playing the over in the NHL. That's all I'm going to say about that. Is if you're playing the over in the NHL, you really got to be careful and pick your spot, because look at the 7-day average. 66.9% of the last time the over had the winning day was in February 1st, the first of the month. Was it almost 3 weeks ago, 18 days ago. And then before that, they've only had 2 winning days in the last 3 weeks. So guys, be careful betting overs right now in the NHL. It's teams, they know they're getting close to the halfway mark, and the points are very important. So teams I think they're starting to play more defensively, because that 1 point in overtime could be a difference down the road, right? So I think a lot of these teams are not opening up the run and gun, and they're not playing conference opponents anymore, right? So every game matters. And I think what you're seeing now is that especially now that most of these teams have played close to 15, 20 games, that they don't want to be giving away points. And if they can get an extra point in overtime, it could be the difference down the road, right? Just my 2 cents right there. But Philly, again, now, you know what? Having said all that, and I know the over looks really nice, I think Flyers are the play here. And, the Rangers, they're desperate as well as the Flyers. 2 teams are losing 4 straight games, right? And this is why that's why we break down these games, because it's funny in handicapping. You can talk yourself into something real quickly, but you can talk yourself out of something real quickly too. And this is why you need the more participation in the chat. So this way, especially guys who live in Philly or New York, give us local perspective on what you're hearing. Anytime you get local guys, you listen to local radios, you have a better idea what to make up, right? All right, let's take a look at the Columbus and Nashville. And let me see here. Columbus taking on -120 against the Nashville Predators. And looking at the line in this game, -120, 5.5 is the over-under. We got the Blue Jackets winning 3.1, 2.9, the over-under at 6.1. And looking at the I'm trying to do a show, and I got a guy knocking on my door trying to sell me something. Do you believe this? God, I'm busy, buddy. Hey, things you see on home shows, right? There's the big Ragu chiming in. Now, looking at the last 10 games, 5-5 straight up, 5-5 to the over-under, 4-6 to the Predators in their last 10 games. And now looking at this game, let me see the starting goalies for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Looks like we're going to get Elvis. Elvis is in the building tonight. Merzlekin, this is Elvis's first game in a while. Let me see here. Elvis, he hasn't played. Actually, he played the Carolina game. He came in to he played, I guess, 20 minutes. It was a 7-3 win. So, yeah, he did come in against Carolina. He got in the, garbage time. But prior to that, he was injured because he didn't play for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. So Elvis is in the building tonight. And but you know what? I've already handicapped this game. I'm gonna lean with the Nashville Predators tonight. You can't be taking favorites all the time, right? You got to pick your spots on underdogs. And look at this: Nashville 6-4 straight up in their last 10 visits to Columbus, 2-8 straight up against at home. The last 10 head-to-head meetings. Give me Columbus. I think the over. I think there's value in the over, but I do like Nashville and I do like the over tonight. And like the Big Ragu says, who let the dogs out? We're gonna let the dogs out here tonight with the Nashville Predators. That's right, Ragu. The dogs are barking. Marlowe, big time. Let me see here. Let me jackets. I like the jackets. Oh, I'm on the Preds here, Cheeks. I'm on the Preds. Ninox, you like the jackets? Okay. Hey, you know what? It's the one thing I do like is that we agree to disagree, right? We can't have everybody. If everybody likes the same pick, you know what the rule of thumb is, right? Go the other way. But the only thing that a little concerns me here, the Preds 1-4 as a road underdog, where the Blue Jackets 1-1, averaging 2.8 as a road underdog, giving up 3.8. UC Cerro should get the nod here tonight. Hopefully he has a good outing. But let me see the value index. The value index plus 100 and then plus 150. So you're overpaying for Columbus, but I think you're getting good value here on the Nashville Predators. All right, Ottawa taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs. I always love handicapping these games, right? Because I know it gets my Leaf buddies all worked up. But they're going to be happy tonight because I'm leaning with Toronto here tonight. I think Ottawa has done a really good job, but at the end of the day, the difference is the Toronto Maple Leafs have more firepower on offense, and Ottawa they'll try to grind you, right? They like to crash and bang, and they'll try to grind you down. But you cannot get a penalty against the Toronto Maple Leafs. They'll torch you. They will absolutely torch you. And the Toronto Maple Leafs is the best team right now in hockey, according to the records. You look at the records right here. Let's go take a look at the team standings. Let's go to NHL. 12-5 so far in the year. And at home, 7-3 at home, or Ottawa. Ottawa's not having a really good year. Ottawa on the road, 3-8. They play better on the road than at home. But this here, it says Toronto all day, all night. And it could be another low-scoring game. But low-scoring in a fact where I think like a 4-1 type game, right? A 4-1 type game. I don't think Ottawa has trouble scoring. That's the big problem with the Sens. The Sens just can't find the back of the net. Although they've had a bit of luck the last couple of games. 6 goals against the Leafs, but only 1 goal last game. 2 goals against the Jets, 1 goal. Now, Ottawa scored that the odd game. They'll score 6 goals, but I expect the same type thing tonight. 4-1 for the Leafs here tonight, but I'm not laying 3-12. Carmine Ragusa. Carmine Ragusa. And was that the old Cheers analogy? Carmine, is that the Cheers of Carla's Carmine? Was that the you remember that show, Cheers? And Carmine, what's her name? Carla's husband? Carmine Ragusa. That's a good one. Maybe the Ottawa puck line. Maples on the money line. Roger likes the Maples money line. You know what? I don't like the 3-12, Roger. That's the only problem. In a parlay, but too expensive. If you like Toronto, I'd play them with a parlay with another game. Like, something with value, right? Like say Nashville and Toronto, that would pay off a bit. But no, I do like the Leafs here tonight. Unfortunately, hey, all the happy days are here again. Oh, happy days, Carmine Ragusa, Happy Days. Really? I don't remember Carmine Ragusa on Happy Days. I thought it was Cheers. Laverne and Shirley. That's it. Laverne and Shirley. Carmine Ragusa. That's awesome. We're starting to show we're an old show here, right? When we start breaking out the old Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley reruns. But you know what? I love living in the past a bit, and those are my childhood. Three's Company, right? Pop out the old Three's Company, Jack Ritter. Some money is better than no money. Hey, yeah, that's right, Roger. Absolutely. All right, St. Louis taking on the San Jose Sharks. Now the Blues are 185 favorite. 5.5 is the over-under. Looking at the game here today, guys, St. Louis 2.9, 2.7. The over-under at 5.76. Looking at the Blues here, I'm just happy St. Louis is not playing Arizona. Holy crap. If I had to break down another Arizona-St. Louis Blues game, I think I would just call it a night and just friggin' mail it in. It was like a playoff series. And then, you know what? I'm pretty sure St. Louis is happy to get – no, maybe not. Probably Arizona had some pretty good weather. But they're probably happy not playing Arizona. Now, the San Jose Sharks, they're coming off a 3-2 win against the Anaheim Ducks. And looking at San Jose on the road this year, 5-7. Now, keep in mind, They had to start every game on the road. They only played 2 games at home. And for St. Louis, a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde syndrome going on with the Blues. 6-2 on the road, but keep in mind a lot of those games were against Arizona. 3-5 at home, 6-2 to the over. And when the San Jose Sharks on the road against a B-type team, so teams at 50 to 59.9% on the in the standings, 0-3 straight up. And St. Louis at home against teams below 500, 2-5. So maybe the over is where you want to lean here tonight, guys. And I just saw Gilligan's Island reference. Yeah. What was the schedule? It was Little Rascals, Gilligan's Islands, Happy Days, Treats Company, and then the news, right? That's how it was here in Ottawa. That's giving you a little 1980s TV scheduling. And then Thursday night cheers. And then Monday Night Football. We all love that. I love live bets. Nice. Demetrius loves live bets. Good money. Second half can be money makers. You know what? I'm not a prop guy. Like, I don't bet first period. I don't bet second periods. To me, it's about preparation, right? I say it all the time. You don't build your wings being thrown off a cliff. If I'm going to prepare and bet the halves or totals on periods, I got to be prepared. I got to have resources. I got to have a reason why, right? The 5 whys. If you ever have a dilemma, just, I call it the 5 why syndrome. Ask, if you have a problem, go, why? Why do you like the Leafs? Because they're good at home. Why are they good at home? They got great players. Who are their players? Go to the 5 whys, and the root will get to your answer, right? Looking at this game again. Now, St. Louis, again, not a good home team, 3-5, 6-2 to the over. Maybe the over is where you want to lean here tonight. Let's take a look at the starting goalies tonight for Columbus and St. Louis. Martin Jones against Jordan Binnington. Now, Binnington's getting the 9. 7-3 on the year, 2.37. And you know what? He's having a pretty good day, a pretty good year. Anytime you keep your goals against average under 2.7, you're having a good year, right? 3, and the reason why I say 2.7, because a lot of unders and teams, again, I think the reason why we're seeing a lot of unders is all these division play, right? Nobody wants to be giving up a late goal in the third period and lose an extra point in offense. So that's why the thing I don't like, though, is when a team's up by 2 goals in the third and they start pulling the goalie with 4 minutes left. I just want to choke the coach when he does that. Hey, can you get me Joel Quenneville on line 1, please? Joel Quenneville, line 1. Why are you pulling your goalie with 4 minutes left, Joel? I'm weak. I'm weak. Demetrius is weak, he says. That's awesome. All right, let's go to the next game here. Tampa Bay, Dallas. Unfortunately, in Texas, we all know the situation, man. And I hear they're getting more snow today. So we're thinking about you guys out there in Texas. Man, it's just a tough situation. Arizona taking on the LA Kings. Now, Arizona just happy they're not playing St. Louis, right? And the Kings coming off a big win the other night. You know what? I had the other side. I was on Minnesota. The Kings, the Kings, they're a funny team, right? They got some older veterans there. Ansi Kopitar. It's like a tongue twister right there. But looking at the Kings lineup tonight, let's see if they have any injuries. So Camp Brown. How bad do you think the LA Kings are? They wish they had Tyler Toffoli still in the lineup, right? Tyler Toffoli, he played here in the Ottawa, the 67s. The guy's a sniper. That's all he did was score goals. And sometimes you're put in a bad situation or a bad team, but man, he's found his way with the Habs right now. But Tyler Toffoli, when he was here with the 67s, Kilray loved him. He just, they can put the old biscuit in the basket, right? Now, looking at tonight's lineup, Dvorak, Brassard, Schmaltz, Chikrin. Yeah, so Kemper, Darcy Kemper, and Cal Peterson is expected to go between the pipes here tonight for the Arizona Coyotes. Now, the Coyotes 5-5. Let's take a look at the history here between these two teams. When LA travels to the desert, 5-5, 4-4-2 to the over-under. Arizona 5-5 straight up, 4-6. I do like the under. I remember, yes, look at this. Look at the history between these two teams the last 7 games. 3-2, 3-2, 3-0, 3-1, 4-2. So that's the only game that went over. 2-1, 2-1. Give me the under tonight between the Kings and the Coyotes. And Darcy Kemper, final score, 3-1. Give me the under. I know we got some LA King guys out there who love the Kings, right? And don't forget, guys, if you enjoyed these videos and if you're new to the Raymond Report, hit that notification bell to get notified when we go online. And if you enjoy the show, appreciate if anybody hits the like button. Always makes me feel good when people like the show. And when I see the dislikes, that means I got, it means I got some work to do and get better, right? And I don't mind the dislikes. It is. I think it's good for your algorithms and the Google Analytics algorithms and YouTube algorithms, right? It tells you that I'm not spamming the likes here. Hey, you can't be liked by everybody. That's the thing in business, right? But give me the under here tonight, guys. Yeah. And that's why we're here for, Roger. We're just the facts, ma'am. Hey, what was that old that show? Just the facts. All right, last game of the night. And I'm doing my best to keep these shows under an hour. But you know how hard it is to keep it under an hour when you just got so much information to share. And the one thing is that I don't want to leave you guys short, information short, right? If we got information to share and I can cram it in to the day, I don't want to leave anything off the table. I thought about, okay, just reduce this, reduce that, but then I take away from the show and what the Rain Report's all about, right? The Rain Report is about giving information, building a great community of good people who enjoy each other's company, and hopefully we can help each other in the process. But information is key. Information is knowledge, right? Your knowledge is power. Knowledge is power, and the more power we can give you and more tools in your toolbox, then we can help you out here. Sonny, what's up, Ray Money? Shop those values, play those percentages. You bet. Hey, I love it, Sonny. Absolutely love it. Shop for value, play those percentages. We'll see you back on Friday. We're out here. And that's a walk-off, right, Sonny? Nice. I'm from LA. I was happy to see them win the cup. Yeah, you know what? LA. Now we're really going back there, D. Hey, we're going back to the Gretzky years. I'm going with my hometown. And you know what? The only thing good about that, Demetrius, is they beat the Leafs, right? Always got to take a shot to the Leafs fan, especially my brother, my cousin. I know he's probably not listening, but Jeff, I got one of my wife's cousin, Jeff. He's a big Leaf fan. I love sending him. I sent him a nice choke sign the other night when they lost. They're up 5-1. All right. So looking at this game, the Wild, a 120 favorite, the over-under at 5.5. We got the Wild winning 2.95, 2.94, the over-under at 5.89. Looking at the last 10 games for the Wild, 4-6 straight up, 4-6 to the under, and for Anaheim, 4-6 straight up, and 3-7 to the under. Now, looking at tonight's starting goalies for the Anaheim Ducks, John Gibson against Cam Talbot. Now, the one thing with the one thing with the Anaheim Ducks, a lot of low-scoring games, right? Let's take a look at their 2.3 goals for in the last 10 games, 2.1. Same thing with Minnesota. This is going to be, hey, where's my soccer guy? Hey, where's my Premier League guy? This will be like Aston Villa against, Chelsea or something here, right? This is going to be one of those soccer-type games here tonight. I think when you look at this game, the value index plus 138, and you look at the Wild 124. So you're getting value on Minnesota. I do like Minnesota here tonight, guys. The Anaheim Ducks at home against a team that's 50% to 59.9%, 2-2 straight up. But I do like Minnesota here tonight. They're 6-4 when they travel to the Duck Pond, and give me Minnesota here tonight. I'm going to take a look at some of the stats. Road teams coming off a road win. Coming up played as a road favorite. So road favorite 62 and 38 this year. And when they're road teams coming off a road loss as a favorite, like Minnesota, they win 66% of their games, 14-7. Give me the Minnesota Wild tonight. Like them, don't love them. Give me the Wild. Awesome. All right, guys, this was a fun show. This was a good show today. I know the only 3 NBA games. We lost probably half our NBA crowd, but we'll probably see them tomorrow because we got like 10 NBA games tomorrow. All right, Ragu, good luck, everybody. Thanks for popping in there, big Ragu. Carmine Ragusa. Take care, guys. And again, you know what? Before we go, let's go to the hockeypicks.com. Now, I've already made my selections tonight. And if you go to hockeypicks.com, make your picks. And if you want to follow me, you can see I made my selection. My handle is Ronnie Ray. If you go to hockeypicks.com, say if you go to most followed, let's say you hit most followed and you go to Ronnie Ray right here, you can follow my picks. I went 3-2 last night. This is the guy you want to follow, Eddie Musco. I'm going to have to call him one day. This guy's look at this. I'm going to show you how many Stanley Cups. So the way it works here at hockeypicks.com, anytime you go 3-0 or better, you get a mini Stanley Cup. Look at Eddie. Hey, I'm calling him Eddie because that's a great hockey name. Eddie Shack, right? Eddie Musco, 59 Stanley Cups. Look at this. Eddie's the man. Follow Eddie. He's got great plays on hockey. And that's the beauty of this website. You can ride the hot. So if you go to top scorers and you want to see who's the best hockey handicappers, these here are your best hockey handicappers right now in the at hockeypicks.com. And once you follow these guys, and you can see it on your following page, you just go here and you can just see, okay, tonight I like Boston. So here's Ronnie Ray. That's me. And then I can compare with the other guys, see who they like. And from there, you can build a consensus pick. It's a great website. I call it the Twitter of hockey, hockeypicks.com. Think, pick, kick, save, hockeypicks.com. Make your selections. A lot of people are playing, and then you can see the consensus. You can also have chats. You can start a chat room, and hockeypicks.com. All right, guys. I tip my hat off to you guys today. Thanks for stopping by today. Hopefully you guys have a winning day. And if you're interested in the Rain Report and you're interested in my top plays, my premium picks, only $99 for the year. That's 365 days, less than $1 a day. And you get my top plays, my best bets each and every day right here at atsstats.com. All right. Have yourself a great rest of your day. And as Sonny would say, shop for value, play those percentages. We'll see you back on Friday with another Rain Report. Cheers.